crisscross, pulling floss, needle thread from black to red, pink, navy green, and in between, snug as my brain. I'm Stitch Me Sane.
Hi Flosstube, my name's Carla. Welcome to my channel, Stitch Me Sane. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram. Today is Wednesday the 20th of December. Can you believe that? Welcome to my already existing subscribers, and welcome to anyone who's new here. I've had a lot of new subscribers since I filmed my whip parade in November. That's actually the last time I filmed. I do apologize, life's been pretty busy, but I did want to stop by and do one last video for the end of the year, show you what I've been working on, and give you a bit of an update as to where I'm at for next year. So I know there's a lot of videos on Flosstube at the moment, and I'm trying to work my way through them, so I don't want to hold you up too much. Grab some stitching. We'll get started. I have a good nearly 20 pieces to show you today, some small, some new, some big, and a few plans to talk about. So I'm actually going to kick off with my Stitch Me Sane wow sort of segment, if you like. I usually leave it a little bit more closer to the end of my videos, but today I'm going to start with it because I've worked on a lot of pieces for my wow, and that is my wall of women. If you're new here and not familiar with this little part or this wall that I'm creating with cross stitch, forgot to mention this channel is all about cross stitch. If you've just happened to stop by and you're not too sure what I'm about to kick off with, it's cross stitch, so welcome. So yeah, Stitch Me Sane wow. There's a hashtag over on Instagram. If you're interested in joining me, please do. There's a lot of you who have contributed their pictures already, and I just love seeing everyone's progress. Essentially, it is a piece of a woman that to you reflects a strong image of a female, and it's all encompassing. Whatever your interpretation of that is, I would love to see what you're working on. So the first one I have is this one, Floral Woman. And I actually started this, I think it was in October, with Nancy, my good friend from Bohemian Stitchery. She's also on here, on Flosstube and Instagram and TikTok. So go and check out Nancy. We started this together, and we started at different places. I'm stitching this on 28 count. I'm stitching at 1/1. This is where I am at now, and I added a good 1,000 stitches. It's not a big piece, it's actually under 100,000. So you can still see where the hoop was there. I'll bring it in a little bit closer so you can see where we're at. So I started down sort of in the center on the side there, and I am working towards finishing this big blue flower. So there's a lot of block stitching in this one. Got a nice light this morning. It's actually quite sunny here in Melbourne. That's where I am. So that is Floral Woman, 28 count, 1/1. And yeah, it's only a stitch count I think of about 75,000. So might be able to get a bit of decent progress on this one. I'm actually already over 3%. Nancy started in the top corner, so she's slogging it away there on the blues. But I've already hit some color, which is quite fun. And yeah, as I said, a lot of block stitching, so it's a really quick piece. I actually wanted to share with you who the designer is because it's new to me, and for some reason I don't have it in my notes. I'm just going to have a quick flick through on Pattern Keeper to see if I can track that down for you. Where are we? So it is Mummy's Hobbies Design Shop. So they are over on Instagram, I believe, as well. Check me out on Instagram. I've probably got some hashtags or links there to the designer, but new to me, and I'm loving it so far, so thank you. Next in my wow segment is Paradise Found, which is a Heaven and Earth design. This is what it's going to look like. The artwork is by Janelle Nickel, and I've been working on this for a little over a year now. I started it for my birthday last year. I actually got some good progress on this one, and I'm now at 4.64%. I'm stitching it on a 25 count Lugana 1/1, and this is where I am at now. I am proud to say that that there is the start of her hair. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I've been stitching towards that hair for a while now. I think I'm at about 12,000 stitches in total on this one. It's a big one, 250 plus thousand. I'll just bring it in to show you the detail. That flower there is looking pretty good. There's a lot of beige in this piece, and I'm actually using 403 for the black rather than 310 in the anchor range. There's a lot of block stitching in the black, and I didn't want it to be, I wanted the coverage to be good on the Lugana, and I believe that 403 provides a bit of a thicker coverage than the 310. So I had a lot of skeins of the anchor, so that's what I'm using. So that is one of my Heaven and Earth designs, and in fact this one has a good chunk of Carnival as well in that girl's dress. So we're looking forward to getting to that as well, give it a bit of sparkle. I actually have another piece that's got Carnival in it that I'll show you shortly. But this next one, wow, I have been working on this one pretty heavily for the last month or two, and I am so pleased with where she's at. She's Delphine. This is what she's going to look like. And she's by Kaylee Tent Stitch, the sewing shop, Canada. And I'm stitching it on a 28 count 1/1. There's a few other people stitching this as well. I'd love to see yours on Instagram, Michelle, Nina. Yeah, I'd love to see your progress. But this is where I'm at. Just going to fold it a little bit because this 28 count linen is quite fine. So I am so pleased with this. Look at her. Oh my goodness. See her lips and her nose starting to come in now. So I started in the center as I do a lot of my bigger baps. Look at that. I am so pleased with this. There is a lot more stitching in there than you might be able to see. There's almost 10,000 stitches in this section, and I have been working on her lips. Look at the teeth, like they just look so realistic. I'm so pleased with how this is stitching up. Kaylee, fantastic chart, thank you. She's pretty big, she's nearly 200,000, but on the 28 count, the fabric's not enormous. So many pale colours, but with the shading there, I'm able to sort of anchor in a lot of the darker patches, so I'm not getting too, you know, tripped up with the lighter shading. But gee, she looks fantastic. I've definitely put well over, I think maybe even 1,500 stitches since my last video on her. I need good light for the 28 count on my bigger pieces. So I do prefer to work on them using my OttLight as well, just to avoid my eyes getting really tired. All right, so the next one, I think I might sort of pause here and actually discuss a little bit of my plans for next year. Bit of a spoiler alert, Nancy and I were going to, well, we are actually going to post our sort of kickoff of this hashtag on the weekend. It is I Hate This Decade, and we would love anyone to join us. This is a mission where you have a HAID, you want to get it finished. You know, next year or two, probably unrealistic with all of the amazing other whips that we have on the go, but you want to get it finished. And so we thought, why not try and aim for a HAID finish this decade? A HAID this decade. It rhymes, it's got a ring to it. So that's a hashtag we're going to use for any HAID that you want to finish this decade. I'll be using it on a few. I mean, I'm pretty much targeting this one that I'm about to show you, but I do have quite a few HAIDs. So we'll see. The one that I showed you, Paradise Found, is one of them in the line of, you know, possibilities, if you like. You can sense that I'm pretty excited by this. I guess it sort of grew from an idea where I've really become aware that if I don't put in some really regular progress on these bigger BAPs, there's a high chance that I might not ever finish one if I keep flipping around all over the place and having new starts as well. So this idea was born as a kind of keep Carla on track to a goal, and that is to finish a Haid. For those of you who don't know, that is a Heaven and Earth Designs, very reputable, well-known cross-stitch designer. They chart all the artwork, and their charts are just absolutely incredible. So you'll have to check them out if you're new to this big back, which is also a big ass project. World. So this is the piece that prompted that conversation, and it is Yes, obviously, by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is Marta Delik, I think is how you pronounce it. And I got it in my head to maybe knock over this one. I've put in over 3,000 stitches since you last saw it. Like, check it out. It's got all the things. It's got cryonic, it's got block stitching, it's got confetti, it's got all the color. It's about 200,000, so reasonably pretty much doable. I am currently about to hit the 15% mark, and this is where we are at now on a 25 count Lugana. So you can see her face, and then the pig is looking up at her. You can see the finger coming in. Bring that in for you to see the detail. The scarf is absolutely incredible to stitch. You can see the snout there on the pig. You can see some of the cryonic that I've started to put in as well, a bit of sparkle. So for example, we've got some in here, which is the ruffle of her sort of, her top around her neck. We've got the boots. Would you believe I still don't have a page finish on this on this piece, but I'm not far off. And that's just the way I stitch. I like to sort of be all over the place. She is looking amazing. I'm so pleased with her. So that is 25 count, 1/1. I really like stitching 25 count 1/1. It's good coverage, smooth. It's, yeah, I kind of flip between 28 count and 25 count as my favorites for my bigger pieces. Okay, what else have we got? Some Repos. That's what she's going to look like. She's stitched in a whole total of 11 colors. So all the beige and 310. She's small, 35,000 by Rinna Stitch or Rinna Cross Stitch over on Instagram. I think it's actually an Etsy store. This is where I am at. So this is on an 18 count Aida, 2/1. And you can see that I have got the cornering down the bottom here. I started in the center, but look at the shading coming in. This is really fun to stitch. I know you can't really make her out, but this is her arm, this is her back. And I'm about 20% on this one, I think. So potential for a bit of a finish coming up maybe. As I said, she's not huge, and that's an 18 count piece of fabric. I think it's a rustico or a natural of some sort. Okay, and I think this is my final one for my wow segment. I told you I've worked on quite a few. This is Crimson Blossom and Tangerine Sky by Contemporary Cross, and I have 2 of their charts, but this is the one I've been focusing on lately. I have been stitching this one as Extreme Cross Country, so 1 color at a time, and I started with 47,000 stitches of 939, which is the dark navy blue. I'm stitching it on a 28 count, 1/1, and this is where I'm at the moment. So as you can see, I'm going extreme cross country, and I am proud to say that that is all lining up perfectly. Thank goodness. Yeah, let's bring that in. You can see the detail. So I have to be really careful when I'm stitching it, but I'm running down the border so that I make sure I get it all lined up. So I'm looking forward to getting that first colour in. I'm only at 1.14%, and this is a big piece. This is actually my biggest piece that I have. It's over 350,000, I think. So it's going to take a little while. But I think if I can lay that first colour in, which pretty much goes over the entire piece, then I can get some really quick progress and quick colour finishes, which will keep me motivated, I feel, too. So that's a 28 count linen. I've shown you today quite a few pieces on this fabric. I got a really big chunk of it and I love it. So I've just gone a bit mad and had a lot of new starts with it. All right, what have we got now? So that was my wow segment. Now we've got a, bit of everything going on, including some real smaller pieces actually that I would like to knock off next year if I can. This is another Heaven and Earth design. And actually my first Heaven and Earth design that I ever started. This is Farewell to Anger, Leonard Afremov. A lot of people are very familiar with this type of artwork. His artwork is, there's a lot of cross-stitch charts and a lot of different options. And this is where I'm at. I'm stitching on 25 count 1/1. And this is my max color as well. It's looking pretty good. So you can see the first street lantern there coming in. If I just kind of go around it a little bit more in the orange, I think it'll be really defined, but at the moment it's still a little bit difficult to see. But yeah, this is the max color version. I'm just going to pull this in here because you need to see the detail. 25 count. The coverage looks pretty good. I'm using one strand. Looks so good. So I've been working pretty feverishly at trying to finish that page and I still haven't been successful, but it's not far off now. I'm just sort of filling in the last few of the ninja stitches. It's sort of floating around here. So yeah, I'm actually at, where are we at here? Just hit the 6% mark. So it's moving. Okay. Where are we? We are about halfway. Now I just did miss one of my notes. I tend to do this a lot. This is one of my kits. This is Riola's kit. Get the glare there. This is what I have affectionately titled Lovers. There's a few people on Instagram that I have seen stitch this and wow, is it lush. So it's a premium kit. I'm really quite pleased actually with the packaging. I got it secondhand and I'm really pleased with the whole thing. It's on 14 count Aida. And the Aida is just so buttery soft. It's delicious. And I got a little bit done on this. This has got everything. So far I've already worked with blended threads. I've got some 3 strands, 2 strands. I started on the girl's bodice. So this is where we're at. In the center there. I'll bring it in to show you those details of what I'm talking about with the threads. You might be able to see the 3. It looks really great. I need to get more work on this one so that there's a bit more lush going on. But coming down into the flowers. Looks good. So this was my first Riola's kit and so far I'm really pleased. The chart is mammoth. I think this is a bit of an older kit. Uses anchor threads. I like working with anchor. How many colors have we got? They come on these thread cards. And we have 31 colors. But then when you do all the blends, whew, way more. But this is really fun. And I think this, oh no, Summer Repos was, but I haven't worked on a lot of paper kits this month. Mostly pieces on my pattern keeper. The next 3 I'm going to show you are all by the same designer, Donna Stitch. I love them. They're the Disney collection and I'm working on 3 different ones. Brave, Alice in Wonderland and the Little Mermaid. I'll show you all three of them pretty quickly actually in a row. You can see the sort of style. It's a similar style. It stands out. You know, I can also always identify a donor stitch piece on Instagram if I'm scrolling. The first one I'm going to show you, so these are all on the 28 count linen that I was talking about earlier as well, and I'm stitching them 1/1. So they're going to be small and have a lot of punch because of the tiny stitches. And the first one I'm going to show you is Brave, and I'm stitching this one for Fleur. She loves this one. This is where I'm at. You can see I've actually started all three of them on a different location as well. This one I started in the top center. So I've got the crown, and I'm telling you that bear is a lot of brown, but I'm a good decent way through that now. So you can see how little those stitches are. But with the block stitching, it's quite easy. Looking good, hey? So yes, I've got them all, whoops. That didn't work the way I wanted it to. I've got them all on this linen. And I actually have enough of it to do the whole collection if I want to on the same linen. So we'll see how we go there. So that one is Brave. Then I'm stitching Alice in Wonderland, which I actually just posted on Instagram in a completely different style. They've all got a 3808 outline, or maybe 3810, can't quite recall, but one of those dark teals. And so I'm stitching the outline first on Alice in Wonderland. This is where we're at, and I actually just finished the outline almost on the king down here. But you can see Alice, you can see the white rabbit, I've got the Cheshire cat coming in up there, and the teacup, which I might add, I have done so much frogging on this darn teacup trying to line it up. I originally started one of these lines off of the wrong section of Alice's dress, and I tell you what, the amount of times I've had to frog that and try and figure out what I've done. The outline is no easy feat, but I'm committed to finishing it first. I've got about another 6,500 stitches to go. It looks pretty cool, hey? I really quite like the effect that it has. It's like a colouring in book. Dylan actually joked about what would I do if I just caught him one day colouring it in with a texter. He, every time he sees it, he's like, oh, I just really want to colour that in. Oh, I don't think it would be very funny. Just saying. Although it would probably look pretty cool. Like maybe you could get like fabric markers. It would look like something I've never seen before, that's for sure. And Lucky Last, which is actually the first one that I started, and this is, got a bit caught up here. This is Alice. Alice, I just showed you Alice. This is the Little Mermaid. Oh, so she's got really bright colours. I've got the sail coming in. Eric and Ariel there are almost joined with a love heart, which is pretty cool. I've got my Ariel needle minder to go on this one. And they're actually all sitting around 10% complete now, which is pretty exciting. So you can see the tiny stitches there in the 28 count linen. Yeah, there's a couple of slubs, but I think once it's all stitched up, because they're full coverage, it will just look really cool. So I'm not that fussed. So they're my three that I have on the go. I would like to finish one before I start another. I'm stitching the Alice one with Barb at Stitch Brat on Instagram and here on Flosstube. And I can't remember, I think we started it last year. And never mind, we have a sale going, Everything Alice sale over on Instagram. So if you're stitching an Alice piece, come and join us. We'd love to see your progress. There's a few there already. And next I'm going to show you my Carolyn Manning pieces. If you've been here with me before, you know that I am a mad fan of Carolyn Manning. Carolyn Manning designs, lots of colour, lots of options, reasonably priced charts, download smoothly into PK. I can't speak highly enough of Carolyn Manning designs. This one is Glow Up, And I'm stitching it with Angie at Angie Slowly Crafts here on Flosstube and on Instagram. And we're pretty committed, I think, and I hope you still are, Angie, because I am, about finishing this one next year. It's the smaller of her designs, and it's about 12,000 stitches, I think. I am now at 21%, stitching it on a 20 count Aida 2/1. That's where I am at. Really love the colors in this one. They just really pop. I think when I get that black outline in that first square, it will really define the colors. And the border on this one is quite unique. It's an alternating green and pink, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so there's only 4 squares. So we could easily have this one finished at 21% already next year. Let's do it, Angie. We need some finishes under our belt. My family keeps telling me that too. So that's the first of my Carolyn Mannings. The next one I worked on was stained glass. There's quite a few of you stitching this, and I think I've been inspired to get a rattle on mine to keep up because wow, they are looking amazing. This is what it's going to look like. And I just selected a dark charcoal grey 20 count Aida 2/1. I kind of flip between 18 and 20 count Aida for my Carolyn Mannings. I do have one on 14 count. You're probably wondering how many I have. If you want to know, go check out my whip parade that I dropped at the start of November, and you can see all of them. But this one is stained glass. Let me fold that. It's so hard to show dark fabrics on camera. That's where I'm at, and I actually just pulled in the bottom corner down here. I am known for my park threads, so just ignore all that because it's the process that I go through. I've put in some color. I couldn't resist. I was kind of aiming for an outline first on this one as well with all the 310. But I saw others put in color and I was like, I've got to see what it looks like. This is my Ginger Stitch AU needle minder that I got from the Vic Stitch Retreat this year. It's an Aussie designer. Big shout out. Go check them out. They've got some great needle minders and they're really strong. So yeah, look at that. I did put in one little diamond in the border. This is all mixture of different colors in those tiny little diamonds. But I am loving this on the charcoal grey. It is going to look fantastic. Okay, next I have Carnival. Going to look like this. It's a Broken Star. It's from the Broken Star collection, and I am not a whole load through. Where am I? 6% better than nothing. I went for a center start. This is an 18 count Rustico Aida 2/1, and that's where I am at. This one is so beautiful. The colors kind of scream all seasons to me. There's kind of like one square for each season, so you can kind of see the start of each of those because I went for the center start. Look how lush 2/1 looks on 18 count for a Carolyn Manning. Oh, those colors. I actually think I'm showing you this upside down. No, I'm not. I'm showing you the complete wrong way. It goes that way. That's all good. All right. Where are we at now? So that is my Carolyn Manning. I actually did work on Unicorn as well, my travel piece, which I just hit 60% on too, would you believe? I don't have it here with me. I'll have to show you next time. It'll be back. It's always back. It's in every video. Again, if you want to see all my whips, I literally showed all of them in my whip parade. Dylan, my partner, also made a cameo. He is the stats boy of Stitch Me Sane, so he provided a bit of a stats update. Some of them were good news stories, others not so much, but we're hoping to rectify that next year. All right, this one is cool. This is Pentatonic by Ink Circles. It was my first Ink Circles start this year, and I'm really loving this design. It is a symmetrical piece. It's way bigger than what it appears. It's 35,000, I think. And I went for a center start. And this is where I am at. It's on a 18 count Ada, stitching at 2/1. Look at those colors. It's like a tapestry. So good. Yeah, I really am having so much fun. I have to be very careful though, because these black outlines, get that wrong and it throws out the whole design, as you can imagine. But it is looking good. So what did I say that was? Yeah, that's only 4%. It's pretty big, this piece. I'll show you. So this is on 18 count, Ada. Fair size. I think I've got some pretty big borders on this one though. So I hope to get some more progress on that one next year actually. It's become a bit of a crowd favourite on Instagram, my last post. Everyone was quite pleased with that. Thank you. What else have I got here? Okay, we're wrapping it up, which is good. Look at my time, I'm pretty pleased, half an hour in. This is Golden Ratio, one that I started for Dylan, and I chose to ditch the background on this, so I'm not stitching any of the 939. So I'm already over the 40% mark. This is one that can realistically be finished. It's only 40,000 in total, so I think I've got like less than 20,000 stitches almost, because I haven't completely removed the background. Went for a center start, but so because I removed the background, I'm on a navy Lugana, 25 count. Trying to get it the right way this time. All right, this way. Nope. Let me fold it again. We don't want to see the light. And that is where we are at. I'm so pleased with this. This has got, I think, over 100 colors, and I've already got like 12 color completes. So to get that really magical feel of bright, vibrant colors, it's got a lot of color changes, as you can see. But gee, wow, it's gonna pop. And I'm really pleased with how it's looking on the navy. Yeah. Dylan's really pleased with how this is coming along too. I do need good light to work on the 25 count navy. Anything that's smaller than that doesn't really bother me, but this higher count does. Gee, I'm actually really pleased with how that's looking on camera. Golden Ratio. Don't you love it when you show your own pieces and you're like, oh, I really want to work on that again. I might get a photo. Okay, and got two lucky last ones here. So one was a new start that I also started for Dylan. Didn't show you, I didn't say who Golden Ratio was by. Stitch is So Beautiful over on Instagram. Another relatively new designer to me, and loving their charts. This is one by, oh, I tracked down the name, The Stitching Traveller or something like that. I did post this one on Instagram. I found it a little tricky. It was an Etsy store and I kind of lost track of who I purchased it from. But it's just a smaller piece. I've called it Lotus. I don't know the name of the chart actually either. I'm 700 stitches in, so I'm over 11%, and this is where I'm at. I'm stitching it on a 14 count Ada, 2/1, because I think I'm going to turn it into a tote bag for him. So this is the bottom half of the chart with the Lotus starting to come in here. Just a lot of block stitching. The coverage is looking a little sparse there on camera, but it's not as, it's looking heaps better in real life. It's the 14 count. So that's 700 stitches there for a little new start that I had. And lucky last is I started some Christmas stitching, and I have never done seasonal stitching like this, but Barb, my friend at Stitch Brat, convinced me to start a Barbara Anna Designs with her. It was the Christmas cat. There's a couple in the cat range actually that she has. This is the second Barbara Anna that I've done. I finished Strawberry Dreams earlier this year, and it's actually using quite a similar color palette to that one that I've already done. I went on a grey, kind of a light grey printed Ada. It's a scrap I found. It's 18 count. This is what it's going to look like. I love the detail in the color, just all the little motifs in a Barbara Anna design. They're a little bit bigger than what you might think too. I think this one's, it's well over 6,000 stitches. I don't know my stitch count completely because for some reason it transitioned into pattern keeper 3 times. So I've just kept it there. I can't be bothered with dealing with that. This is where I'm at. So I started in the center and then I've come down to work on her skirt. So you can see I've got like a fish and like, I don't know, what's that, like a pin, like a candy cane sort of lolly. Here is a candy cane. Love heart, there's a little key. And I'm coming down to work in the houses over here. But yeah, look at the detail in that. And I'm really pleased with this light grey fabric that I've put it onto. So that is Christmas cat for some seasonal stitching, which is out of the norm for me. And look how big it is. Again, I've had some smaller pieces going on everyone that I can really get some finishes next year, which is pretty exciting because they've been pretty lacking from me in the last, well, forever. So we need to get some over the line. That's all I've got to show you today. Thank you for sticking around. I'm pretty wrapped with the length of this video in comparison to my last one. So yeah, I've given you a bit of an idea. I want to hade this decade. I have 6 hades. I'm considering 1, maybe 2 more. But I'm pretty convinced I can get 1, maybe even 2 finished. Maybe not a hade. I've got a lot of other BAPs that aren't hades that are also, you know, I've got some decent progress on. We'll see. But yeah, join Nancy and I on that hashtag. It's going to be around for a few years. There's no rush. We'll be there. Other things that I would like to kick off next year, I've got a few kits that I probably will start, but I think my focus is going to be making some progress on my bigger pieces. And trying to get a few of my smaller pieces finished, fully finished as well. Some of them are gifts that I have up my sleeve. It'd be nice to be able to finally gift them rather than pushing out, oh, you know, it might be one for Mum, for example, for Mother's Day, and then I'm like, no, it'll be for her birthday, then it'll be for Christmas, and so it'll be nice to finalize some of those. Thank you so much. I have had the best time this year with you all, on whatever platform. I'm really grateful for this community. We are all incredible, supportive, inspiring, motivating, like it's just all there. I've made some great friends. I'm looking forward to meeting some more next year in real life. There's hopefully going to be 2 retreats here in Victoria that I'll be attending next year, which will be just fantastic. You know, happy holidays. It's time for everyone to sort of spend some time with their family, their friends, slow down a little bit, think about, you know, the things that are important to you, maybe what next year looks like for you, definitely getting some stitching in, eating, all the good things. Yeah, so thanks for a great year, everybody. This will be my last video. I will see you again next year. It's a bit weird wrapping up because there's still a few days till Santa comes, so the countdown's on. Kids' last day of school today, so they'll be on summer holidays for a good 6-7 weeks, which is always good. I really hope the weather actually warms up a bit. We haven't had a lot of heat yet, so that'll be nice. We're going to go away in January for a little bit. Got a little bit of time off work, a lot of working from home, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the next month or so, slowing down, taking it easy, and enjoying some time outside with some stitching. So yeah, be safe, be happy, and enjoy your stitching. Looking forward to seeing you all next year. Take care, everyone. Bye.